LL Cool J tweeted, I need Tank versus Loma. Devin Haney tweeted, Haney versus Davis 2020. Tevin Farmer tweeted, that boy can't fuck with me. Terrence Crawford tweeted, stay away from Vasily Lomachenko and real Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia tweeted, that was a great fight, and Garcia versus Haney, Garcia versus Davis. We all need to get in the ring for boxing. ESPN's Dan Rafael tweeted, Gamboa's advisor Tony Gonzalez tells ESPN that Gamboa was examined by a doctor after the fight and diagnosed with a ruptured Achilles tendon in his right foot. Gamboa may not be what he once was, but what a warrior, fought 10 plus rounds with it. Also he tweeted, let's just be real, I'm a Tank Davis fan, but if it took him 12 rounds to get rid of Gamboa, who is 38, had a ruptured Achilles from round 2 on, and is way past his prime and fighting only on heart, Tank versus Loma does not go well for him. Not hating, just being real, #boxing. Sergio Mora tweets, I was more impressed with Gamboa's heart than Tank's ability tonight. Learning experience for the young undefeated champ. Clarissa Shields, yeah, that boy at Gervonta, sharp as hell tonight. Mike Copinger tweeted, Tank closes the show in the final round. Uneven performance. The power is awesome, but surprising. Davis didn't put Gamboa away earlier. Perhaps he's fighting down to the level of opposition. Needs bigger fights in 2020 to see where he truly is at. Michael Montero tweeted, I think we may have to pump the brakes on the Gervonta Davis hype train just a bit. Doug Fisher tweets, well, Davis gets the stoppage and goes into the 12th round, so that's good. On the other hand, he was extended by an old, faded vet with one good leg who wanted out of the fight after his first knockdown. Not so good. Steve Kim tweets, Gamboa showed a ton of guts tonight. He came into this fight not having much, but that was an admirable effort in defeat. As for Tank, well, this doesn't exactly raise his stock. How you win, look, is important.
Not a great performance, but, okay performance. Packed house. Been in there going 12 rounds with a experienced fighter like Gamboa that everybody wrote off, but I didn't. I knew I was coming in for a fight. He showed that he's a champion. He didn't come this far for nothing.
You say okay performance. One thing you would have changed tonight if you could go back and change it?
Probably touch him, throw more punches, but everybody probably thought I was tired, but that's not the case. I was touching him up, and when I was touching him up, I didn't want to gas out, so I was touching him up, and once you know that you can't knock somebody out, you don't keep continuing to throw hard shots. So that's what I was doing, and his game plan was to tire me out. They said that they wanted to go to deep water, so I didn't want to get tired, and then I can't come back if he, retaliate and things like that.
Now I want to give my thoughts on this fight. I really like Tank Davis. I think right now he's actually in his prime, so I think he needs to start making big moves. He doesn't take care of his body. He drinks, and drinking alcohol is a boxer's worst enemy. There's so much damage that alcohol does to the brain, and then if you add that up with sparring and with fights, he's just shortening his career by a lot. On top of that, he's putting a lot of stress on his body, his kidneys, his liver. Every time he blows up in weight and then has to cut all that water weight to weigh in. His prime is soon going to be over, so he needs to get serious now and fight a big name fighter such as Loma or another name at that weight class. He's only 25 years old, but the way he's been drinking and partying, I expect him to be a completely shot fighter like Broner by the age of 30. He has nowhere to go, because if he ever has to move up another weight class to 140 pounds, there are huge 140 pounders at that weight class such as Josh Taylor. There are guys that could possibly be fighting at 147 pounds at that weight class. So in my opinion, he needs to learn how to be disciplined and make the weight properly, and he needs to make his moves now.
Subscribe. Subscribe.